Now make sure that the oil is warm. I like to get up on ramps. I find that the most convenient way to go about it to get out of the car. But I do use some jack stands because you never know, just in case. And I chock the wheels in the rear, emergency brake on. Then it's a matter of just loosening up the filler cap. Put some cardboard so I don't have to roll around on the asphalt. Now, Toyota asks for a synthetic 0W20 motor oil, so that's what we're using. And I like to use this jug that actually has some pretty accurate measures on the side, and it uses 4.4 liters. A drain pan, of course, and a funnel for when I'm draining the oil out of the pan, and of course to add oil into the engine. 14mm socket for the drain bolt, and of course a washer for the drain bolt. Unfortunately I don't know the size, but again it's for the Toyota. In the background you see a 3/8" socket wrench and also a 3/8" torque wrench. Now Toyota uses a cartridge style oil filter and the appropriate O-rings. So there's 2 O-rings and an oil filter drainage tool. I don't get to use it in this particular case, but you'll see why. And I hate this, but a proprietary oil filter wrench made for Toyota and Lexus. And of course it has its little cutouts to match the oil filter housing. Now time to get the oil out. I'm going to use that 14mm socket to loosen the drain bolt. And I hold up the drain pan so that it catches things instead of it flying out there. And I find that the best way to not make a huge mess. Once it's down to a trickle, I'll put the crush washer on the drain bolt. And I always clean up the area first before I tighten up the drain bolt to 33 foot-pounds. The other thing I like to do is actually drain the oil out now, because as you'll see with the filter, it gets quite messy, and I like to hold that drain pan up nice and high, again so that the drips do not get all over the place. Now I'll use my 3/8" socket wrench with an extension to remove the center silver area, which will allow me to put in the oil filter drain tool. However, I think because of the corrosion from the salt we use, oftentimes that gets stuck, and instead the entire filter has to be taken off in order to drain out the oil and remove the filter. I lift the pan up high like I said because it does get quite messy. Next, what I do is replace the O-rings in the proper areas, so just make note of where you're getting the O-rings. And now to take out that center silver area here, which is where the filter drain is located. It takes a bit of muscle to get it out, but this is how it's supposed to go. With the filter still on the vehicle, you're supposed to screw this plastic tool on, which should drain out the oil, making less mess. But as you can see, it doesn't always work. There is an O-ring there that you do have to replace. First clean up the area, get a new O-ring, and put it in place. And then we tighten it up to about 9 foot-pounds. Get the new filter in, making sure it's centered and pressed in. Set my torque wrench to 19 foot-pounds. Get the filter socket on, and then tighten it up, like I said, to about 19 foot-pounds. Finally, just clean up the area so you can observe if there's any leaks. And the last step is filling up with that 4.4 liters of 0W20 synthetic oil. And again, because I'm using that jug, it allows me to fill it up to an accurate amount. No worry about overfilling. Once you get the cap back on, I always start the car, rev it to about 2000 RPM for about 10 to 20 seconds roughly, and then check for any leaks, let the car sit for a while, and then check the oil levels. Remember to be careful. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next Ladybug adventure.